there's a lot of words that have been used since COVID, really, that have gathered momentum over the years. A lot of those words in my part of the world, or my part of the human psyche, come from Q. Things like you have more than you know, this is biblical, ascension, and then what that has done is triggered, Q triggered a huge amount of people known as Anons to go and look into the truth about the world that we live in and share that information by working it out. And Q said, sometimes you can't tell people, you have to show them. And, over the years, I've been saying, I've described myself as an Apocaloptimist. Apocaloptimist is somebody that knows we're going through the apocalypse, but is optimistic about the outcome. It's a phrase that I stole off the internet. I saw it one day and I was like, well, that's me. I'm an Apocaloptimist. I think that everything's going to be okay. Why do I think that? I just feel it. And the word apocalypse just means great revealing in Greek. It doesn't mean the end of the world. That's something else. But I keep looking around, and I've used words like, we are fractals of terms, like we are fractals of God. We are the creators of our reality. I've learned this over my half a century on the planet so far, that we are literally the creators of our own reality. And I've learned a huge amount about healing, healing. I even set up a healing centre in the west of Ireland 2 years ago with machines like hyperbaric oxygen and red light therapy and UV light and sauna and clean water and lots of them, and quantum healing stuff and lots of amazing things. And I've been saying myself, these machines are kind of bridges for people that are realizing, oh shit, maybe they took a medical intervention that wasn't so good for them. Maybe they're just waking up and realizing that we are poisoned by everything around us, from our water to our carpets to our paint to sitting in an EV. Who would sit on top of the giant lithium battery? After all we know about mobile phones and what damage they do EMF wise, why, And I believe 100% that everything we're seeing in the world right now, from the wars and the genocides and the volcanoes and the earthquakes and the economic shit and the immigration and all of the madness, is deliberately coming from God. Because this is a spiritual war. So using phrases like, we are the creators, every cloud has a silver lining. These are terms that get bandied around by people without a massive amount of experience behind them to validate them, and there's a huge amount of channelers and psychics and astrologers, are they all dealing with false information? Or are they being given exactly the information that is required for the whole of humanity to wake up? Is every single piece of information, including this video, deliberately being guided by a greater force in order to achieve the ultimate objective, which is peace and the human race living according to the original blueprint? We have been infiltrated. There's no question about that. I mean, you've got to be an idiot to not see that we've been infiltrated. We've certainly been under attack. And COVID was just the biggest one, the biggest attack, really. And why? Why did we all get given the choice to trust in our creator, or trust ourselves, or trust our higher selves over all the propaganda, all the fear-mongering? I used to love watching Bill Hicks years ago, and at the end of his act he'd say it's just a choice between fear and love. And he was often called a prophetic comedian, more of a preacher than a comedian. But that comes back to me again and again and again. It's always a choice between fear and love. And even people in the awake community, I just looked on YouTube and I saw some awake channel going, look, nothing's changed. It's still war. It's still this. It's still that. Well, when somebody is ill and they go through a healing crisis, yeah? Or you even think of yourself, when you get the flu, let's keep it simple. The flu, what is the flu? We're told it's a virus. It's not a virus. You can't catch a virus. Viruses are not what they tell us they are. So what happens during a flu is a detoxification. You know, you might lie in bed for 2 or 3 days coughing up and sweating. That's the body detoxifying. It's not very pretty. In fact, it's horrible. You know, especially if you're a bloke, then you've got man flu, right? Which everybody takes the piss out of. I mean, it's not good. It's not nice. It's painful. But at the other side of it, you feel so much better. And personally, I think that's what's going on a collective basis. The earth is healing. Gaia, the spirit of this gorgeous planet, is healing, and we're going with her. Ascension, I think, is real. But, you know, there's so many different versions of what that means. Maybe it's just on a individual basis that we go through this. But we are the creators, right? So everything we're seeing on a global scale, we're creating it. That's the thing you've got to get your head round. And once we do get our head around that and we realize this is part of the healing process, then we can move forward, and we will move forward in an amazing way, because we're going to shake off all the crap. We're shaking it all off. We know that all the governments and the systems and the education and the wars, they're all manipulated. The financial system's completely phony. It's all manipulated. Why? Well, maybe we created the whole thing. Maybe we were infiltrated. But the point is, we have the power to change it. Together, we have the power to change it. But it starts from realizing that this is a process that we're going through, and that we have to find that connection to our creator, and every decision we make comes from a place of love, not fear. That's what I think. Whatever you think is up to you. I don't care if you like this message or not. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm just telling you what's in my heart. God's put this upon my heart today to share with you. So I hope you have a fabulous day, and God bless you.